Hello, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Papercraft, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Thank you for joining us for the 12 Days of Christmas. I've been loving what Stephanie's been showing, and I can't wait to show you these cards today. Today's theme is quick and easy Christmas cards. So I'm going to be using just a couple of pieces from the gingerbread and peppermint designer series stack. They're 6x6 sheets, and you can get a ton of cards out of this pack. There's 48 colors, or sorry, 48 sheets, and on all of Stampin' Up's designer series paper, the coordinating colors are listed. So we've got cinnamon cider, early espresso, old olive, and real red. In my humble opinion, real red is the perfect Christmas red. So I'm going to be using the mitten piece, and I'm going to be using the polka dots, but just take a look at the other really cute papers with this set. Now there is a coordinating stamp set and dies as well that cut out the ornament, the star, and the snowflake. And if you'd like any information on either one of those, please just let me know, and I would be more than happy to help you out. But the papers are really lovely and a lot of fun to use. And my favorite part is that you don't necessarily need to pull out your dies because the pieces are easy enough to fussy cut just by using scissors. So I've got a piece of real red cardstock here. It's cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I'm going to be using our polka dotted piece as our background, and I'm going to cut that out at 1/4 inch smaller than my real red piece. So I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. So I've got a 2-inch strip left by 5 1/4. So I'll have a slightly smaller 3/4 inch strip left. And I keep all of these scraps because they come together for quick and easy cards too. One of my favorite things to do is just to stack a whole bunch of the smaller pieces to create sort of a quilted look for the card. And there we go. So we're just going to attach our base, our matte piece onto our base. And then we're going to fussy cut out 2 of the mittens from the other piece. Normally I do this ahead of time, but this shape is really quick and really easy to do. Now you want to make sure when you're fussy cutting not to get too close and not too far from the edge as well. My kids are 10 and 12 and they absolutely love helping with this part. And again, if you have little pieces left over, you can save it. Like if you have a small punch or something, you can save it for that. I am going to go back and do that little thumb bit in just 1 second, but I'm going to get this finished first, just because it's easier when there's nothing else really around it. Okay, so there's 1 mitten done, and then we're going to do the other one. If you have a piece of designer series paper too, and there's a large enough image that's close to the top, like here, what I would do, and what I have done in the past, is merge 2 together. So if there's enough of the top at the top and enough at the bottom, I would just tape them or glue them together to create another mitten. And then you can put some bling or an embellishment or ribbon, or even put your sentiment across it to kind of hide that area that you were a little bit thrifty with your paper. I absolutely believe in paper savers. So if I'm using something and punching out a piece or using a die cut, I will actually take my cardstock and punch or die cut first. And then I'll go ahead and place my layer on top, because when you put it on your card base, nobody's going to see it. Okay, so there's our mittens. I am going to use a little bit of ribbon to tie them together. Here it is under my ink pad. This is the glittered organdy ribbon, or organdy, I don't know. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of a length. I love this ribbon because it's just got a tiny little bit of sparkle and bling to it. I'm actually going to pop that up with a dimensional as well. So what I like to do is put my ribbon down and then place the dimensional over top of it so it holds it in place for me, so I don't really need to use any other adhesive. And then we're going to flip this guy over and do the same on this side. I usually use, depending on the shape, 2 or 3 pieces of dimensionals just to keep it together. All right, so if you have a guy like this one who's a little bit picky, the Take Your Pick tool has a spatula end as well, which makes it really easy to pry things off. Oops. There we go. So I've already got 3 on there, stick that one down. And then we just need to figure out where we're going to be placing our ribbon. I think I'm going to do this one. So we'll do one up top, and we'll do, I'm going to give it a couple of twists just to make it a little bit more interesting. And just spur of the moment, I decided that we're going to have a horizontal card, not a vertical card. Now, I do want to do a sentiment piece on this one. I think I'm going to do it in white, though. Actually, no. My piece of Whisper White. Oh, there it is. All right. So I'm going to use the same punch that I used the last time. I just really like this one for Christmas time. It's just so pretty. And one of my favorite stamp sets this year is the Sweet Little Stockings. I absolutely love it. Again, it has coordinating dies with it, and there is coordinating paper as well, which I will be showing in an upcoming project. I'm going to use Very Merry for this one. And I like a little bit of black on almost all of my cards. I think it just kind of grounds everything and makes it it just kind of pulls everything together. So Very Merry right here. And then what I'm going to do for this card is use some sparkly gems. These are called the Wonderful Gems. There's red and clear with a little bit of gold fleck in it. So I'm going to put our sentiment on using dimensionals again. I go through fits and starts with them. Sometimes I'll use them constantly, and then other times not so much. But I do love them for Christmas cards because it just gives that little bit of added stuff. So there are 2 sizes. There's this larger one and the smaller one. I'm going to use 2 of the clear with the gold into the center of my glove or my mitt. And then I'm going to do 3 on each side of our Very Merry. I'm going to do corner, also, if you have alcohol markers, you can use the alcohol markers to color our basic pearls. They're just white half circle domes. And I use that a lot, especially if I have something and I want to add a little bit of bling and color, but I don't have the right color gem because I don't always buy every single color. And it makes it really easy. And because the Stampin' Up! Colors all coordinate together, then you can be sure that everything's going to match. Do I want this? pulled up or left behind? Maybe left behind. Yeah, I want that left behind. All right, so there's our card. Fairly quick and easy. You can absolutely get away with this with just the paper and cardstock. I did the math one time, and in a package of cardstock, I believe there's 24 pages. So you can get 48 cards out of one package of cardstock just by folding it in half. And if you have a darker color base, you can line the inside of your card with white printer paper cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then just write your message on that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. I will see you again soon with another one. Have a great day.